Hello all, welcome to the value-added course on Python programming for beginners. As part of this video, we are going to cover the following topics. So, using lambda with map, filter and reduce functions, why they are useful, and we will see some example programs. So, in last video, we have discussed about lambda functions and higher order functions. So, in higher order functions, we have discussed about the map function, filter function, and reduce function. Now, in this video, we will see using of lambda functions with map, filter, and reduce functions. We can use map, filter, and reduce with lambda functions to simplify the implementation of functions that operate over sequence types like strings, list, and tuples. Because map, filter, and reduce functions expect a function to be passed to them. Okay, so we can pass also the lambda functions to them as given in the examples. So now this is one program. Okay, in this program, we are using lambda functions with map, filter, and reduce. So now coming to the first one, using lambda with map function. So we are taking a list 1 equal to 5, 10, 15, 20, 15, and m equal to, we are taking one more variable, m equal to map. So here we are using only the map function, map lambda n colon n into n list 1. So now this is the function. So that means we are calculating the square root, and where we are, which list we are applying, list 1. So now print list of m. So here we have to use the list function to convert the map object. So list m. So that means it will calculate the square roots and it will print 25, 100, 225, 400 and 65. So this is the map function. Next, coming to the lambda with filter. Now we are taking one more list 2 equal to 5, 10, 18, 27, 25. So next we are taking one more variable f equal to filter lambda n colon n modulus 5 equal to 0. So now which number is divisible by 5? So we are separating, we are filtering that. So now what is the input for this function is list 2. So now it will create a map object. So simply by using the list, we can print. So there is print list of f. Now what is the output? 5, 10, 25. So this is the using of filter with lambda function. Then coming to the reduce, from functools import reduce. Next list 3, what we are doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and s equal to reduce lambda x comma y colon x plus y, and what is the input for this function is list 3. In the same way, we are taking one more variable p equal to product reduce lambda x comma y x into y list 3. So now whenever we print s comma p values, it will print the sum of all numbers. So that is 15 and the product of all numbers 120. Now we will see the execution of this program. Now we are seeing the execution of this program. So that means we are using the lambda functions with the 3 functions, map, filter, and reduce. So now if you run this program, it will give the output. So that is square roots. So in the first one, when we use applying the map, it will use the square roots, and when we apply the filter, it will filter the values which are divisible with only 5, and when we use reduce, it will give only the sum and product of the list values. So in this way, we can use the lambda functions as arguments for the map, reduce, and filter functions. In the previous example, we have used the map, reduce, and filters separately. Okay, so sometimes if required, we can combine these 3 functions together. Map, filter, and reduce can combine together. So now see here, we are combining 2 functions, map and filter. So now define function n. So function n. So we are taking argument n and return n is greater than 1000. And we are getting the value which is written, n value is greater than 1000. So now we are taking a list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and L equal to filter. So first we are applying the filter function of map. So now see here in the filter function itself we are writing the map. In map we are using the lambda function. So that means in this program, so the map obtains a list of square of all elements in the list, and filter function then filters out only those squares which are bigger than 1000. Okay, so this is the meaning of this statement, L equal to filter. So when it will be filtered, the filter will be the function. So that is greater than 1000 value. So for this, what is the input? Map of lambda x into x. So that is, this is the list. So the whose square root value is greater than 1000 only, it will print. Now we will see the execution of this program. Now see this one. So here 10 square 100 and 20 square 400 and 30 square 600 and sorry, 30 square 900 and 40 square 1600 and 50 square 2500. So now what we are getting, so the map function first calculates the square root of all the numbers, and the filter function will filter the values which are greater than 1000. So that means it will print the only square root of 40 and 50, that is 1600 and 2500. Suppose if you run this program, it will give output only the value 1600 and 2500. In this way, we can combine the map and filter functions. Okay, so in next example, we will combine the reduce function also. So here, the next topic is where they are useful. So what is the useful of combining these three, map, filter and reduce, with lambda functions? So in relational database, use the map, filter and reduce paradigm. So a typical SQL query to obtain the maximum salary that a skilled worker gets from an employee table will be. So in SQL, how we can write the query means select max of salary from employees where grade equal to skilled. So this is the statement in a relational database. Now, how to write this relational database query in the form of programming? So by using this three. So here reduce. So we are going to finally reduce the max. So we have to find out the maximum salary, and we have to map. So map get salary. Map get salary. So we have to get the salary of all employees where the grade is skilled. So now first what we have to do, we have to apply the filter function first of all. So that is filter lambda x dot grade equal to skilled. Okay, so for this, what is the input? Employees database. Then after getting, after filtering only the skilled employees, next we have to get the salary of all skilled employees. That means by using map function, we can get the salary of all skilled employees. Then we have to find out the maximum salary. So that is reduce max. Now, in this example, the employees database is a sequence. So simply we can take a list of list, and where each list has the data for one employee. So now here the grade equal to skill is a filter, and get salary is a map which returns the salary field from the list, and max is a reduce. In SQL terminology, map, filter and reduce are called project, select and aggregate respectively. So in this way, we can use map, filter and reduce prism like relational database queries. If we can manage our program using map, filter and reduce and lambda functions, then we can run each operation in separate threads and or different processors and still get the same results like relational database queries. So this is about the using lambda functions with three functions and the usefulness of these three combining together. Now we will see some example programs. So now in this program one, so define three functions: fun, display and message. Store them in a list and call them one by one in a loop. So this is the program statement. Now we have to define three functions. So define function and print in function, and define display, print in display. define message, print in message. Now we have defined these three functions and we have to store these three functions in a list. So simply we can define a list lst equal to fun display message. Then what is the statement? We have to call them one by one in a loop. So now for f in lst, for f in lst we are calling the function. So first we will call function and it will print in fun, and whenever we call disp it will print in disp, and whenever we call message, print in message. So it will display the three outputs. Now we will see the execution of this program. Now this is the program, and whenever we run this program we will get the same output in function, in display and in message. So this is the first example program. Now we will see second program. So that is, suppose there are two lists, one containing numbers from 1 to 6 and other containing numbers from 6 to 1. So one list contains number from 1 to 6 and another list contains numbers from 6 to 1. Write a program to obtain a list that contains elements obtained by adding corresponding elements of the two lists. So we have received some questions that how we can combine two list elements, how we can add two list elements. So this is the best example. So list 1 equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 and list 2 equal to 6 5 4 3 2 1. So now result, we have to calculate these two. Map, we are mapping lambda n1 comma n2 colon n1 plus n2. So what is the n1? We are taking n1 from number 1 from list 1 and number 2 from list 2. So that's why we have passed two arguments. So lst1 and lst2, print list of result, print list of result. So simply it will add the values and all the output elements are 7 only. This is the output what we will get when we run this program. Next, third program. So now we have to write a program to create a new list by obtaining square of all numbers in a list. So already we have seen this example. So simply we can use map function to get square of all the numbers in the list. So now list 1 equal to 5 7 9 minus 3 4 2 6 and list 2 equal to list of map lambda n colon n power square and list 1. So simply we are printing the list 2 values. So now it will use 25, 49, 81, 9, 16, 4 and 36. So simply we can, in this example we are using the map function. Next, fourth example. Through map function is available ready-made in Python. Can you define one yourself and test it? So that means we have to create our own map function instead of using the predefined function. So now how to write the map function? As user defined means define my map function comma sequence. So we have to write function and sequence, result equal to only the list, empty list. So for element in sequence, result dot append of function of ELE, function of ELE. So return result. Now list 1 equal to 579 minus 3 426. List 2 equal to list of my map. So here we are applying the my map, and what is the function we are using? Lambda square root we are finding, and what is the sequence? List 1. So whenever we call this function, so now for every element in the sequence, it will result dot append function of element. So now it will calculate, it will get the element and it will apply for the square root, and finally going to print the list 2 value. So these are all the some example programs for map, reduce and filter functions. Okay. So with this we have ended the module functional programming. Thank you all for listening this video. Happy learning.